Now, Matt is an expert in health education. His journey has taken him to a somewhat surprising business venture, and his business is called, like on your shirt, Every Step Senior Movers. He's going to motivate us to release stuff, a lot of stuff for our health and our well-being. So welcome, Matt.
Thank you. It's great to be here. We really just kind of developed a new look on life and the world and how I view stuff specifically. Kind of did a number of other things as well. I've done health coaching down in Florida, from starting a coffee company in Peru to working in home health and hospice here in Cleveland until recently. So I've had a unique journey, which has kind of given me a good blend of skills, I think, to focus on what I'm doing now.
So I find it interesting, the first breath we take is an inhale, right? And then our last breath of life is an exhale. But somehow in between there, we really start sucking in all kinds of stuff, way more than our breath, right? We're bringing in, I think, once you have the babies too, if you have children, next thing you know, oh my goodness, the amount of stuff we accumulate. And at a certain point, it becomes a burden.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a stress factor.
It is. It's good to have a regular routine to really question a number of things. Does this provide value to me? Is it bringing good energy to my space? Is it something that I really need? And it's amazing what impact it can have to not only focus on your space, but also your mind in the same sense, because decluttering can be so much more than just our physical stuff, but our mental. What are we consuming as far as social media, TV? What are we consuming as far as our gut health and those sorts of things, which she's the pro at there. I'll leave all those tips to her. But, it can be such a holistic approach too, that there's a lot of good, no matter what way you can apply this to your own life.
And I think one of the remarkable benefits of everything is just the potential for a new mindset.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we all know we can't take this stuff with us. Right. So the new mindset is sort of like accepting that, like, let's say, for example, this is one of my mother's glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I do think of my mother with this glass, but if I didn't have that, that does not really change the memories
Mm-hmm.
of my mother. And so a new mindset is really like separating
Mm-hmm.
what are my memories, what are the things that are truly valuable to me. It's
Right.
not actually always the thing, but it's the memory attached to it.
Absolutely. And that's where the physical possession is sometimes creating a burden, where you can create something totally new out of it.
Sale. So when I go to an estate sale, I often see, oh, this person had 2 mixers, they had 2 blenders, they have things like too many of their appliances. So I think that's a good starting point too, is looking around and thinking, why do I have doubles of all of these things?
Well, and it's another good point, just going back to of all of our stuff that we think, oh, our kids are going to want this, or, oh, our friend is going to want this. There's certain items that just people don't want anymore. You can hardly give away a China set anymore. I tried to donate a box TV today and they wouldn't take it at the donation center. So that's where having these conversations, when you do have people that may want it, they can either lie to you and say, sure, I'll take it, and then throw it away themselves, or they can cherish that and really enjoy what you're sharing with them and enjoy that connection you're creating.
So it's probably a lot easier when you do these things in advance, rather than all of a sudden you need to.
Yeah. Or someone else needs to for you, whether you're not capable anymore or whatever the situation it may be.
Right. You know what? An unexpected benefit is of releasing stuff. If you have less things, you have more airspace, more airflow, and you have a reduced risk of mold and mildew in the home, which is actually really toxic. So that's a good idea. But then there's another one too. less clutter lowers your risk of fire.
Believe that.
So, and people who have lots and lots of things around, there's also mice, vermin, bugs, all these things.
Found a few of those lately.
Yeah, that can be in there too that you might not even see, and they're in your stuff. So there's some unexpected benefits there too.
Sure thing. We're all at a different level of how we hold on to stuff. Maybe you're pretty good at this and you just need to do a little bit of spring cleaning and you'll be all set, or maybe you're a full-blown hoarder, which is okay too. We all have our challenges and differences as far as what we hold on to and what we have. So 5 benefits for you. Number 1, we've already mentioned the physical activity. It's hard work. You're lifting heavy stuff. You're going to the donation center. You're probably throwing away a fair number of things. It actually gets you sweating, gets you moving, gets your heart rate going. So whether you need a little more motivation for your exercise or not, it's a great start to get that benefit from doing these activities. As she was just touching on, number 2 is improving your environmental factors. I don't even want to tell you guys about what I find when I empty out a refrigerator, but I'm going to. Last week, I found a mixture. It looked like it was from Heinen's, of the seafood, clams, shrimp, and something else. I was like, oh, this looks pretty good. We moved her last week and she's like, oh, I need all my freezer. 90% of that freezer at least was expired. And those seafood items expired in 2012. But another part too is just the dust and the allergens. When stuff collects, the family I talked about before, with the artist and all the stuff, I mean, the amount of dust in there, I had a sore throat every time I went to work there. And the amount of dust you could even see was a lot. The third step is increasing your own productivity, whether it's work, whether it's your exercise routine. It can help with all aspects of life because you are planning, you're making a ton of decisions, and you're executing. The process and the rewards in your brain allow you to create some positive feedback loops, and you can then get some momentum on maybe some other areas that you wanted to work on too.
I love that word, momentum. That's true.
Absolutely.
Who hasn't had the experience where they start something, they're just going to do 5 minutes, and then it's hours later, they're still going. Yeah.
Get that motivation for sure. Number 4, letting go reduces stress and overall anxiety. There can be a huge emotional release if you're dealing with a lot of stuff. Some of these things hold specific memories that can be really hard to deal with or bring back a lot of happy memories you're holding on to. But I always see in the clients I work with this almost freeing nature. And again, their experiences and where they're at in life are a little bit different. Typically they're burdened by the tasks of keeping up with it, and that's how it's got to this point. But even small items like that closet that's you've been meaning to get to for 2 years can make you feel so much better and reduce that anxiety. It can help things like sleep. It can really have a positive impact overall on you. And then the last benefit I have for you is improved mood, energy, and general well-being. Kind of goes right into that. You're making progress, you're feeling good, you're cleaning up your environment, which was, again, something I wanted to touch on too, because you're participating with her, you're focused on your health and making good decisions. One of the things I've learned that was so influential along my journey was we're taught over and over it's willpower, it's self-sacrifice, it's our fault when we struggle with our health. But in reality, our environment is the dictator of so many different things. And that's where creating newness in your space can provide an entirely new energy that can really reflect with you internally as well. It's kind of like a grieving process in a lot of ways too.
Oh,
And
yeah.
at the end, there's this freeing experience that comes out of it.